If you didn't know, we received silhouettes showing the new cars coming to Gran Turismo 7 this week. It didn't take long for us to work out that the three cars are most likely the latest GTR, the Mitsubishi Evo 8 and the Toyota Hi-Ace, and the community is not happy about this. And in this video, I'm gonna bring up some issues as to why the community is not happy, starting with how long this update took to come. So, the last update, which was update 1.49 to the game, came over 2 months ago. Now, the thing is, for the longest time, updates were a monthly occurrence, but the devs did mention a while back that this was just a happy coincidence. They had no obligation to release an update every month, and that's why since the launch of the game, most of the times updates were released monthly, but there were periods where they skipped a month or two, and this just so happened to be one of those cases. In my personal experience, the updates gave me a reason to keep coming back to the game, because if we look at the game and if you've been playing from launch day, there isn't really much else for you to do except online races or whatever missions you haven't completed, but there's no real emphasis or need to keep coming back to the game day after day. So the updates brought an element that, okay, look, here's some new stuff to play with, come back to the game, try it out, and that's exactly what the updates gave. So with the game having a hiatus, it really did not have players running back to the game. Now with update 1.49, that update brought 6 brand new vehicles, a brand new circuit, and a brand new physics overhaul. It was absolutely massive, and it also upset people because the physics, with them overhauling it, they kind of broke the physics for a while, and then they had to release another patch afterwards to just fix that. But we had 6 brand new cars, we had numerous engine swaps, we had things to play with, a reason to keep coming back to the game. Now, reason people are upset with this update, which is update 1.51, but it's supposed to be, we see that we are only receiving 3 cars this time. This is half the amount of the cars we received last updates, and the reason for this, I think, is due to the fact that next month, the November updates is going to be implementing a graphics update to utilize the PS5 Pro, which is launching. So in that update we should be seeing more cars being added, but I think this is more of a filler update to just keep us happy until November. Now, if we have to talk about the cars that are being added, well, we need to start off with, I think, the least hated one of the bunch, and that is the Nissan GTR. Now, people are not happy with the fact that we are receiving another GTR. Now, I need to put emphasis on another because that's the whole problem. The community almost feels that they are being overrun or overwhelmed with how many types of the same car there are in game. We are struggling to find variety in the amount of vehicles in the game because we just keep receiving the same models over and over and over again. However, for me, this time around, I don't think it's the same, or we can actually say this, because this is a lot later model vehicle compared to the one that we already have in the game. Because the Nissan GTR that we have in the game, that is, if I'm not mistaken, a 2017 model, and the latest GTR should be a 2024 model. So this is also it's an updated model. It should be a lot clearer, a lot more realistic, a lot more detailed. The actual handling of the vehicle, it should be updated because, I mean, after 7 years, Nissan went through and made some improvements to the GTR, so we should be receiving that, and I mean, it's a facelift, so this GTR should be a bit different compared to the one we have in game. Now, a vehicle that is receiving hate for about 2 reasons is the Mitsubishi Evo 8. Now we see the first reason is the same of the GTR because of how many Evos we already have in the game. But whenever we talk about having so many amounts of a specific vehicle, it always makes me rethink to Gran Turismo 6, because in Gran Turismo 6 this game had, I think it was like what, 1,500 cars if I'm not mistaken, but it was some ridiculous figure in the game. In that game we had 16 different variations of the Mazda RX-7, and that's just the FD RX-7. That's not even including the FC type. If you think it's bad now, it could have been a lot worse. But that's the thing. Gran Turismo went through and they are making every model that is currently in game a detailed model. But the thing is, if we look at the RX-7s, we see that in the bottom right we have 3 RX-7s that look exactly the same. And that's the thing, they are the exact same model. The only difference is the year. Another problem with the Evo is the fact that the car is old. Now with Gran Turismo 7 there is a lack of new cars. If we look at the cars from 2020 and newer, there's a total of 26 cars. This includes road cars and race cars. And we need to remember that there are over 500 cars in Gran Turismo 7. So the fact that only 26 of them are from 2020 and newer is a bit of a problem. The cars in this game are mostly outdated, and that includes both road cars and race cars. Now the game needs new cars, and I understand it takes long to get these new cars because of licensing issues, because then you still need to go in, render the vehicle, capture the vehicle, you know, go through the entire process of getting the car from real life into the game. So it does take a very long time to do this, but I'm sure there has to be a way to get new cars sooner. And then lastly we have the Toyota Hi-Ace. Now the Hi-Ace is receiving hate because it's a Hi-Ace. We could have received so many different vehicles besides this, and it's just getting hate because of that, because of the fact it's not a newer race car, because it's not a newer supercar, sports car, or just a newer car. In fact, the Toyota Hi-Ace is honestly a meme vehicle, as I like to refer to them, because if we look at Gran Turismo's history, they've always been about adding quirky vehicles that you wouldn't typically find in other racing games, and this is a prime example of this. So the Toyota Hi-Ace, I actually have no issue with coming to a game. Am I going to be using it a lot? I highly doubt it. It's going to be for memes and for every now and then, but it's not something that I'm going to be jumping into every single day. These are the issues with the latest cars being added to Gran Turismo 7. So basically, the community is not happy with these 3 cars. At the same time, I'm grateful to be getting anything at all. We see other games charge for DLC vehicles, and Gran Turismo keeps pushing out free updates. Does that mean we shouldn't be able to complain? No, but I am grateful that I don't have to pay for this. But hey, that's just me, because I can tell you now, I would not be dropping money on a Toyota Hi-Ace. I'm just saying that now. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and what would you have preferred to see coming to a game. I know a lot of people have a lot of different inputs, so I would love to hear what yours is. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.